What's happening, everyone? Today, I have a special and rare treat for you. It's Alan, Netty by nature, Netness.
Hello. I missed you all, but glad to be back, Josh. It's been a little bit. I know our schedules have been conflicting, but you got to give the people what they want, just like we did about a year ago when we brought back President Donald J. Trump.
I was wondering what the over-under was and how long it would take you to bring the Donald up.
We had to sit through 4 years of a mess, and it feels good. I don't know. We got a lot to get into, though. I don't want to put too much into Donald these days. He's got a lot going on in the Middle East and with Elon. Maybe he's not with Elon, but gosh.
Well, I mean, I am a little disappointed though for that Epstein thing. I'm actually a lot disappointed. You know, our faith in our institutions hasn't been very high for a long time, especially since COVID, but starting probably since 9/11 for most people.
Yeah.
You know, and this was a chance to really get it back.
You know, I have a lot of liberal friends and conservative friends, and you know, my question to them about this Epstein list that we've heard about but we've never seen, why aren't they releasing it, right? Well, let me ask you this question. Let me ask a question with the question. If Donald Trump's on that list or somebody's on that list in this cabinet, last time I checked, the Democrats were running the presidency the 12 out of the last 16 years. Why didn't they release the list?
Because it's not a person. It's not about a person. It's about intelligence agencies.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So they're never going to see that list because it would mess up. In fact, I'll get into it, but I watched a documentary on the CIA and Bin Laden. There's a lot to that, but that's my whole thing. I think there'll be bloodshed on both sides if that gets released.
Yeah, and internationally, because now we're talking about intelligence agencies that are basically sanctioning not only watching but filming and producing child. You know, we'll have to bleep that out, but the world knows, but the world seems to be okay with it. You know, like on an official level, on an individual level.
I mean,
of course not. It's unacceptable.
Before things went sour with Elon and Trump, which shout out to Elon Musk, I bought the Model 3, and it's the best car I've ever driven in my life. But my thing with this, Josh, is that with Doge, right? Like they were discovering money was being sent to like helping South Africa with their transgender sex operations. Like we were sending $500-600 million all across the world. And I don't want to have to bleep it out with the child inappropriate stuff you're talking about, but it's like, I don't know where our money goes, man. Like we're funding things, like we think we're funding certain things. Then I hear we're funding people that turn around and sell our armed goods to our enemies. Like, so, you know, you're right. I think when it comes to that list, it might not just be, hey, Donald Trump's on that list or Joe Biden's on that list. It could be like, you know what? The entire CIA has something on that list that they can't release. Because I just don't get it, you know? Why wouldn't they release it? Who is it going to hurt?
Well, I think we all know it's going to hurt probably the U.S. and Israel abroad, you know, at this point. Because you're right. I mean, one side is in charge now and the other side was in charge. And they have, like, if they could go after him for something, they would use that to go after him. But it's almost like it's one of those too big to fail things.
Yeah, and I don't know what it would solve. I mean, other than, what is it going to do? They released the list. What are they going to see on there, right? What are we going to do as citizens if CIA is on there or whatever agency is on there? I mean, we've already know the amount of corruption. I go back to Doge. Like they said they had discovered like $2-3 billion was being sent annually for the most random things. I think I don't remember, so I'm going to get misquoted here, but there was like, at one point, like $50,000 sent to like Brazil for condoms. Like, why would you send $50,000 worth of our American dollars so they could buy condoms?
I mean, you know what you should do is
It's weird stuff like that.
we should. You know what we should be doing? We should be making $50,000 worth of condoms here
Yes.
with our jobs, and then sending the condoms to them.
And if we do send it to them, tariffs. My favorite word in the dictionary. We're going to tariff the hell out of them.
I got actually a story on tariffs for you after we're done. I probably can't say it here, but it's a good one. But yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, but like, aren't you? This is like steps, multiple steps back. You know, because you have like all these people that were in there that said they were going to do it. I mean, when you had Joe Biden in the White House, now he's in the warehouse. But when you had him in the White House, like you knew that he wasn't campaigning on releasing those. He wasn't campaigning on uncovering the deep state. He wasn't doing that, but Donald Trump did. And so, him bringing on like Kash Patel and Dan Bongino, and I mean, that's about it right now. Because Pam Bondi, I mean, damn, my doubts for her rise by the minute.
I think we're in a better situation though than where we were 4 years ago. I'm talking about the cabinet overall, not just one subject, one matter. I mean, this country's the deficit. I get the big beautiful bill was just passed, and some people ill will, but you know what? For the people that work hard in this country, they love that bill. You know who doesn't like this bill? People that don't work. They absolutely despise it. It sucks for them because we're cutting Medicaid, we're cutting here and there, cutting benefits to EBT or what have you. I don't know, man. You work, I work. It sucks. Sometimes I don't want to get up and go to work. So, like, I look at things, in my own life. That's how we all vote, right? We are single issue voters sometimes. And so I think when we're talking about all of this, my question is always like, okay, well, where were we 4 years ago? Where were we 12 years ago under Obama? I feel like we're in a better position to understand a little bit more what our president's doing. He's a little bit more open and honest, in my opinion.
I'll never stop talking about Epstein.
That guy, here's the thing. He is the Epstein to me is Lee Harvey Oswald. They just needed somebody, and that guy was the name right there. Like, God knows what that guy even was,
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he was supposed to get picked up when he did. I think that somebody screwed up and made too loud of a noise to where people had to do something, and they had to arrest him, and they had to unalive him, so to speak. He's probably still alive.
Yeah, he died in jail, right? He hung himself or something.
That's what they say.
Yeah. No, I mean, they obviously killed him, but like, here's my thing. By the way, don't come after me because I said they. I need to watch the Niners win the Super Bowl and raise a family. So like, I don't want to die because I said that. You know what I mean? I don't want like, because I say they killed him, all of a sudden I have people knocking on my door. I will just say this. It was across my mind.
By they, you just mean Hillary Clinton snuck in there.
Sure.
And got him with her bare hands. Here's
my thing, Josh. If you and I go right now, we go to downtown Sacramento, let's just say. We'll pick that spot. And we just surveyed 100 people. You said, what do you know about Jeffrey Epstein? What do you think 100 people are going to say? Oh, wasn't he the guy that like he would have sex with children or underage kids, and he would bring celebrities onto his island and they would kids or have orgies? That's what the common person thinks of Epstein. That's, a novice, like someone. So, this whole thing about a list, it's as if they say like, oh man, Michael Jordan's on that list. We can never look at him the same. Is that what this list is going to do? Because that's the average person that just watches Fox or CNN. That's what they'll tell you.
If that's the case, then let the heavens fall.
I love Michael Jordan. I collect his cards. I really hope he's not on that list. But I do want to talk to you about something while it's fresh on my mind. Not that I don't want to. Mm-hmm. I know you love Epstein. He's your main guy. He's your number one fantasy player.
I couldn't get a cardboard cutout of him. They're sanctioned.
I'll try to get you one of those. I'll talk to my guys. I do last night, and I got my beautiful girlfriend here. She's off camera.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that because last time you were single.
Yeah, that's right.
And I don't know, maybe she saw the episode and she was like, wow.
She did.
And yeah.
We're worldwide. So.
I don't know if she's subscribed to the channel yet or not, so we'll have to talk about that.
Well, she's a social media guru herself, so we might be able to snipe some of her followers onto Cotton in the Moment podcast here.
I already have tens of people that watch this show.
You know what I will say, though? I watched a documentary, and I highly recommend it to anyone. And it was, I don't remember the exact title, but it's 3 episodes. It's a mini-series on catching bin Laden. And my girlfriend wasn't a big fan of it. She was snoring because, boring to her. She'd rather watch Ginny in Georgia, if anybody knows that show. It's about 2 lesbos. I have no idea what's going on. Anyways, my point is, Josh, it really sickened me, man. And I want to get into it because I'll be quick.
About bin Laden? Bin Laden's, like, about what he did or about...
Obviously what he did. I just came from New York. First time ever. I got to see the memorial. I went to 9/11 Museum. I did that whole bit. That really pains me. The people that suffered and died. That's without a doubt. What upset me is that you're like... You got Donald Rumsfeld and all these old school guys. You got Bush in there. You got Cheney. You got the old CIA guys. I don't remember all their names by heart, but they're in here, right? In this
Tom Ridge.
Yeah, all these guys are in here. And it was sickening. All these analysts, they're like, yeah, we knew after the second plane, it had to be bin Laden. And then they take you back to like 1996, the first time he attacked the World Trade Center and a bomb blew up, but it didn't detonate so much that the tower would come down. And every episode, these guys like, we knew exactly what we had to do. If you knew all this, why didn't you fucking do anything? Excuse my French. Like that, I watched that documentary angry because it took them, if you remember, like 10 years to catch this guy. Like 2011, I think they caught him. And he had done this in 2001. And it's like the whole time they're like, oh, we had been watching him for years. We knew he was going to do something like this. We knew. And it's like, 10 years to find this guy. And so if you do watch it, it's going to upset you because we just looked very stupid as a country. This documentary was decent, but it was a bunch of people telling you how they knew what they had to do, but somebody else had to go up the chain of command and they kept getting denied and da-da-da. And
well, like you could go back and say... It's easy for them to say now, we knew this, right. We knew this, but you didn't think about it at the time and you didn't put 2 and 2 together. And if you did, maybe something happened. Why did the tower collapse like that? Why did all 3 of them collapse and only 2 of them got hit by the planes? And a missile doesn't do that. We have plenty of missile footage thanks to all of the wars that we have today with, India, Pakistan, the United States, Israel, Russia, Gaza, Ukraine, everywhere. You name it, there's missiles flying. They're hitting things. And they don't come down like that. A missile with a warhead doesn't come down like that. But a plane does.
So there is a documentary called Loose Change about 9/11. I'll touch on that in a second. But to your point about how it came down, somebody put together 100. It was a YouTube video, and I'm sure it's still out. It was like, in the history of time, here's 100 towers that have gone down, and that it should be a slow burn. It should take weeks before that thing topples. And they're like, well, how did this thing go down like Jenga? It just toppled. And so then you get the people say, hey, there was explosives inside. There's detonators already pre-planted. And I'm not going to go down that road just because of the people that lost their life. Yeah, it does make me wonder, because I'm telling you, there are towers, Josh, out there that were not as sturdy or not as, built as those 2, that in a plane would hit it. You're talking about multiple days of slow burns before it would collapse. And that thing just went down. And so that's what gets people concerned. And then I hear there was the person that owned the building took an insurance policy out a week before in case of any natural disasters. That's why people think that something happened. There's just too many conspiracy theorists out there like, hey, I think that day was a Jewish holiday as well, 9/11, from what people have told me.
Well, the thing is that both those towers collapsed that way, and another tower collapsed as well that was away the same way through a controlled demolition. But they all looked exactly the same on the same day.
You know, I went into the 9/11 museum and there was a room the size of a Costco just full of everyone's picture that passed away. And it was extremely difficult because you go in there and you see all these people that passed away and they have a phone there where you could pick up the phone and listen to the person's voice depending on the picture you click on. So it's hard to get into it. But yeah, I mean, I don't. For me, I go back to like they knew all this, they knew all that, they knew all this. How could, you know, with box cutters and all that, like how did we get to the point where they were even in the plane, dude? Like I'll be honest, if I'm on a plane and someone comes up to me with a box cutter, I can take them down. I don't know if that's gonna stop.
Especially on a plane that's like, where did those guys leave from? And where they were going to what?
Did they leave from Boston or New York? Like where? Not New York.
I don't know, but it was in the morning, right? And
Cleveland, maybe. I don't know.
People were going for business, and I mean, like, dude, if you're going in the morning, you've got to the airport early. Well, maybe you didn't back then necessarily, but you get to the airport, you have a couple of Bloody Marys.
Sure, yeah.
You get on the plane, you have a couple more Bloody Marys. By the fourth or fifth, I'm like, a box cutter? I hurt myself more than that when I'm drinking and working on cars.
Yeah.
You know, I'd go rush forward. I mean, slice me up with that little box cutter.
It's almost to me at this point like the Titanic. People don't want to pull it up because it's like messing with a grave, and I kind of brush over it too because I get angry. You know, people did die. That's a real thing. Thousands of people died, and whether this was a conspiracy setup, whatever, who knows? But like, people got up that day and went to work and never came back.
Right. But this is the natural way of things. You know, this is how the world purifies itself. This is how like the trees eat the carbon dioxide and they breathe out the oxygen that we breathe in.
Yeah.
This is how it happens. You know, like over time, things will get uncovered because you just can't hide them.
Sure.
Like the Lusitania, you know, from World War I, or the Gulf of Tonkin from Vietnam. You know, these things get exposed over time, and eventually it will get exposed.
Let me ask you this. Is it your belief that there could have been some sort of detonator in those buildings outside of just a plane running into it, crashing into it, that would cause it to topple? Just the looks, not what you think.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
If I showed you the video for the first time in your life and said, how do you think this thing went down?
I would say it looks like it's made to not fall in any other buildings. You know what I mean? It looks like that. It's what it looks like. But
yeah.
When you see these missiles hit buildings now, though, it hits and it leaves it looks like something took a bite out of it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And that's how it would have looked. That's how it should have looked.
Yeah. I mean, next year we'll be coming up on 25 years. It's crazy to think. For the first time, a few months ago, I had an opportunity to go to New York and visit my girlfriend's parents and kind of do some sightseeing. And I went there and I was just like shocked, blown away. Yeah.
I need to make my way out there. I haven't been out that far.
It's definitely worth it. Like a lot of Americana, not just that, like, you know, Times Square, you see the Statue of Liberty, and we did a whole bunch of stuff. I'll ramble off, but like, I just looked around, especially because the museum, like, they had all these like artifacts and things it's like, that thing was built, man, like a rock. And
it's all like it's so much older out there.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot older. Like here, it's like, this is what life looks like if you were to colonize a place in the 50s, right? Yeah. Rather than colonize, back in the couple hundred years ago.
New York looks like when I was on a boat doing the tour of just the Statue of Liberty, looking around, dude, it looks like a puzzle. It looks fake. There's so many buildings, so many things going on. But I don't know. I would say, like, for anyone that hasn't been to New York, especially anyone that's like American and wants to kind of live out that proud of my country and all. I mean, there's nothing better than than New York. It's like it made San Francisco feel like Turlock.
Well, and New York City, pretty soon they'll have those government-owned grocery stores.
Yeah. I mean,
Hey.
look, I wouldn't live in New York City. I love to visit, but definitely a blue state.
Well, it's same with San Francisco, right? It was at one point it's good to like visit, it's good to go to, but I would hate to live there.
Oh, it's changed. We just went a few weeks back or so, and I should have taken the picture. I'll have to send it. You have to add it into the show, but there are signs that say like if you shoplift under $700, it's not a felony. Just like you would see a sign that says like stop sign ahead.
So it's kind of like supermarket sweep.
Yeah.
I mean, but if you get 701, then you know that's the real trick.
Speaking of supermarket sweep, do you remember the host of Supermarket Street?
The supermarket sweep, yeah.
David Ruprecht?
Dave Ruprecht.
Yeah.
Ruprecht, right?
Ruprecht.
Yeah.
Hey, next time.
He had, you know what? He had like, okay, so here's a weird thing that I noticed when I was a kid, because he holds these cards, right?
Yeah.
But when he holds these cards, like, number one, he looks like my dad without a mustache, which is weird because I never seen that before. I didn't even see that on my dad. And number two, he's got these fucking fingers that are like, I mean, these fingers looks like they could peel a Campbell's soup can without the pop top.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's got these sausage fingers that looks like he's strangled a neck or two in his life.
That guy had skeletons in his closet, but just remember one thing, just like you taught us in the 90s. Next time you're at the checkout counter and you hear the beep, think of all the fun you could have on Supermarket Sweep. I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, look, that's what it's become. You're right. That's why there are people rioting, looting. Aliotto's a 100-year-old restaurant, gone. Fisherman's Grotto, a 120-year-old restaurant, gone. If you ever go to Fisherman's Wharf,
Yeah.
ghost town, nothing there. 7-Eleven.
Not even the sea lions?
A few of them, but even them, they've packed up and head out. They have to pay rent. I mean, Gavin Newsom has kicked everybody out. Newsom.
Hey, he's got that new podcast. He's coming around, right?
What's funny about this guy is they're taking the Republican blueprint. When we lost, or the Republicans lost, Trump, all these other guys, they went on podcasts. And that's how I feel like we won the vote of like the 25 to 35-year-olds. I think these guys are trying to take a page and be relatable. But you can't. You're already a scumbag, dude. The cat's out of the bag. You can't do a podcast and now look cool, and San Francisco's a shithole. Look at LA. Look at these riots. Look at the fires, right? They had all those fires in the Palisades, and these knuckleheads don't want to open the water lines that they have. What the fuck are they doing?
Yeah, well, you know, he had like his initial people that he had on were like Charlie Kirk, and then he had Michael Savage on, and then he had Steve Bannon on.
Sure, he's going to debate with those. You know? Yeah. Yes.
But of all those, it's like everybody else seemed to be able to get sound bites. He doesn't really have any like Uno reverse card sound bites or a gotcha sound bite or anything like that. You know, it's just him basically taking a little paddling.
All we need to know about Gavin Newsom is he banged his best friend's girl.
His chief of staff, I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's who you're talking about. What kind of morals is that for this guy to lead? This guy shouldn't even be in office, just based off of what I just told you.
That's a prerequisite for Washington, unfortunately. So he's met that.
Look, man, if I was a senator, the amount of money I'd be embezzling for gambling would be ridiculous. I would be taking bribes and handouts. That's why I'm not in that field.
You know, it's funny that you should say that because like I talked about that with my gramps a lot. You know, it was like if I were to get up that high, to get in there, and then all of a sudden they say, here's the keys to the castle. They whisper you the secrets. They say, here, you got to do this, and
right,
or we're going to kill your family or something. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I could do. You know, it's probably what they did with Kash Patel, Dan Bongino.
Kash Patel. I mean, I was a big fan of his early on, but I've kind of cooled off a little bit.
Yeah, more like cashed out Patel.
Yeah, cashed out Patel. I mean, look, the main thing is right now Trump's in office. He's going to be in office for the next 3 years. We're not even 9 months into his full term yet, and look at all the changes. Would you, as a non-biased opinion, would you say that Donald Trump's done more in his first 200 days now than any other sitting president? Look at all the things he's done, right? The big
Lots of different things. I really don't care for the big beautiful bill, and I see it as a negative because of the spending.
Right, yeah.
You know, like I get that there's things in there, and here's another thing. Like, well, okay, there's things in there. Of course, no tax on tips. That's great.
Yeah.
No tax on overtime. That's great. There's things in there that's good, but all the spending and everything like that, that's completely the opposite of what we wanted for him. You know what I mean? Like, we had Doge. We were supposed to decrease the spending.
Yeah, something happened with that. Elon changed as soon as he went on camera and he had a black eye. Apparently, X gave it to him, his little boy. I don't think so.
I think it was, what's his name? The Treasury Secretary.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was all gun-ho, man. And all of a sudden, overnight, it just seemed like... Because you got to imagine, like, this big, beautiful bill's been in the works for a while. So why would Elon, like, did he get told one thing and they did another? Kind of like the Niners did with Harbaugh. They took the rug underneath everyone's hands, like, feet. Like, what I mean with the Harbaugh reference is, hey, come to Levi Stadium. Get your PSLs. Jim Harbaugh's our coach. Everybody did it. They fired him the next year. We were crappy. They brought in Elon, did all this great work, helped him become president, if you will. And it's like they pulled the rug underneath from him and they're like, nope, we're doing the big, beautiful bill. And now he hates it and he's out. Like, wouldn't he have known that was going to happen, that bill, what I'm going to Elon?
Well, I think that's probably why there was the friction, right? Because there's an addiction in when you get to that level of spending. You know, it's like greasing so many wheels, greasing the wheels that you got there, greasing the wheels that people are helping you out, voting for things that you want. You need to grease those wheels.
Sure.
And then it's like, so there really is an addiction to these big, huge bills.
Yeah.
There's an addiction to that. There's an addiction to the spending that the defense contractors have, because even though he said we were going to get out of wars, we haven't yet. But even though, I mean, the India-Pakistan thing, I guess that kind of is gone. But, you know, even though they're trying to ramp that down, the only reason he's allowed to try to ramp that down is because he promised them so much money in the projects for the F-47, the Golden Dome, all these things, to where, okay, they still get their money and nobody has to die, which maybe that's a win, but they still get their money.
Yeah. I mean, you started it by saying there's positives with no tax on tips. There are positives on no tax on overtime. I think any bill in the history of time is always going to have benefits and negatives.
And that's what we need to stop. We need to stop that. We need to stop putting things in other things. No tax on tips? Let's vote for that. Okay. No tax on tips? Yes, no?
So you have more props and less bills?
Yeah. Well, but it's on a federal level. So it's like, don't put all this stuff in there. Don't put like, well, no tax on tips, but let's also put that Raytheon gets $600,000 in, you know, like, don't do that. Stop doing that.
First of all, it's the big, beautiful bill. No one's ever seen a bill like this. Many people have said, Donald, you can't do it. I mean, yeah, look, I think you're right, but that's just how things have been operating since the dawn of time.
That's not a good enough answer.
Well, it might not get solved in our lifetime because the props that they do are more local, right? They have state and local governments handle those, and they say, we're going to throw everything in one fat bill, and here's an executive order, we're signing it, and you're screwed now for the next decade, right? But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. We can go down a rabbit hole with I think overall, the country's headed in a good direction, in my opinion.
Well, I don't think it's headed. I think, you know, I still look back and think like, where it could have gone.
It has to get worse before it gets better. I mean, he inherited the highest inflation. He inherited the gas prices of what they were.
But that's their excuse too. You know, like that's what they always say. You know, like we can't be them. We can't just because we're in power now, we can't just be them.
You got to give him some time, though. I mean, it hasn't even been a full year.
I know it hasn't even been a full year. That's true.
We're talking about this guy with the bill and all these things, and it's like as if he's in his third year with 3 months left to go. It's like, imagine next year, it's a whole new year.
But he's also, with this Epstein thing, he's decreasing the credibility of everybody around him. You know, he's decreasing the marketability of JD Vance in 3 years.
You know what he's not decreasing the marketability of is Catherine Levitt. And all the beautiful women that now get up there and speak that I actually want to sit and look at and listen to that know what they're saying. So I think his cabinet, top and down, I think his press secretary, all of those people are way better in many different areas than 4 years ago. That's my thought on that. Listen, at the end of the day, yeah, he's going to make mistakes. No one says Donald Trump's perfect. But what was the alternative? You fell out a coconut tree? That's what we were going to have for 4 years? You exist in the context that, well, I can't even repeat what the hell she said.
Ellen, can we just agree that we are unburdened by what has been?
We are unburdened by what has become from... How about when he went to McDonald's, and Trump I'm talking about, and he was serving French fries because he was like... Yeah, Kamala said she worked at McDonald's and that it was so hot to work the French fries booth. Turns out we looked it up and she never worked at McDonald's. I mean, that's what we wanted for 4 years.
He put on a clinic on how to run. That was a clinic. Oh. That was a wild campaign, and that was seriously like,
look,
you can't. What are you gonna do against that? The guy showed up, worked at McDonald's, and handed out fries.
He showed up in a garbage truck because they called him garbage.
And then a garbage truck. Yeah.
Look, it was over. I think it was June 9th or June 10th of 2024. The minute he looked at Biden on that debate stage and said, to be honest, I don't know what he said. I'm not even sure if he knows what he said.
Right. That was his you'd be in jail.
It's done
moment of this thing.
It was like, I was like, not actually, that shouldn't say it. When they attempted to kill him, that's when it was officially cemented.
But you see but there's a pattern there, right? Like, what couldn't he do in 2020? He couldn't, he can only come in as the outsider. He can only come in as the outsider.
Yeah.
He can't play that game of re-election. Like he can't.
Well,
and it's kind of what he's doing to JD almost now. You know, it's going to hurt him. People have a short memory. They're not going to remember the last 4 years in 3 years.
No, but at the same time, I think, look, again, I always go back to the same thing. He was in office for 4 years. Then he was voted out. Now he's back. I think we need fresh minds and fresh ideas. But for the Republicans, who has ever been a stronger candidate than this guy? This guy is a talking...
Mitt Romney.
Yeah, I mean, Mitt was good. How about,
no, he wasn't. What? No, that was a joke. That was just a joke.
How about when he called... They had him like recorded calling John McCain a coward or like a loser. I mean, the guy says some outlandish shit, which he denied. Hopefully he didn't say that.
John McCain is terrible. I'm glad we didn't get him.
Well, yeah, he passed away years ago. You mean when he was running against Obama?
Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't tell you for $1 million who was running against McCain on that side of the fence. Who was it? You know, was it Rudy Giuliani? I
think it was Giuliani. I think it was Mike Huckabee.
Oh, that's right.
I think it was Howard Dean. Remember that guy?
We're gonna go to Washington D.C. and we're gonna go.
Yeah, that guy, and that ended him. Of all the things to end you, we should be so lucky.
Chappelle ended him. Chappelle said, we're going to go to Japan and we're going to take PlayStations. We're going to go to Cancun. And
I don't remember that.
Chappelle did a skit on him reenacting that whole thing.
Oh, because I remember Madonna was like deep into that guy too. He was all about it.
Oh man, that's a gold mine if you haven't seen it. Chappelle reenacts that whole thing. And instead of saying we're gonna go to Pennsylvania, he starts just saying like we're gonna go to China and we're gonna take PlayStations, we're gonna go to Mexico and steal fireworks. Like he shit on him, dude. It was completely bad, but yeah, I always say okay, like and I know we're going to get into football at some point down the road, but basically, people in sports will just say, I'll be quick with this, is that you got to fire the coach. You got to get rid of the player. Well, what's your alternative? You know, you don't like the big, beautiful bill. Okay, fine. I could agree there. Sure. It's going to have some long-term effects. But what were we supposed to do? You know, my thing was open borders. I didn't like people flooding the country and we're giving them EBD or whatever kind of prepaid gift cards, housing. And in every street corner in San Jose, I look, it's like a retired U.S. veteran begging for change. It's like, I don't know, man. If you go to Russia and they catch you illegally, they're not going to let you do a peaceful protest. You probably never come back. If you go to other countries and you try to do what people do here with like the protesting and the rioting, they don't just put you on a plane and send you back nicely, peacefully.
Well, I will say that they're also protesting and rioting in Mexico to get tourists out and for people to learn Spanish.
Wow.
And so I'm like, okay, well, I don't go there because I only speak a little bit of Spanish and I only went to Mexico and that's why I don't travel internationally anymore.
You know, I've been to Mexico once because I was on a cruise, and if I never have to go back again, it's, you know, I wouldn't bat an eyelash. I mean, it doesn't impact me, but I guess for some people, right, that could be a big deal. But here's the thing: we're coming there legally.
Yeah, but dude, that's they have a point. They have a great point because I don't want to go to a country that I don't speak the language of. Why would I want to go vacation on the time, the very few hours that I have where I don't work? Why would I want to take that, spend it at a place where I am going, huh? And looking at my, huh? And like,
I could tell
that doesn't seem like a vacation to me. That doesn't seem relaxing or nice.
Because you work hard and then you go to these countries, or, you know, Mexico, Cancun, wherever, Cabo, and you pay the quarter of the price to be waited on hand and feet. And that's why people go to those countries to do this kind of stuff, because it's cheaper. You know, they take vacations. But let me ask you this, because I don't want to be in the wrong context. Alan, I'm going to go to Mexico and I'm going to vacation. I don't speak the language. They're irritated by that. But I'm spending money. I'm only there for a week and then I'm gone. That is not the same thing than somebody sneaking in here illegally and taking jobs and harming people or what have you. How is that the same? Why are they upset about tourists? If tourists come here from Mexico, that's great. As long as you head back. You can't just stay.
No, I mean, I agree.
Not just, I love Mexican people. It's not about Spanish or this. It's anyways. If an Assyrian, which that's what I am, comes in here illegally, that's not fair. They should go through the proper channels. That's all I've said. I don't think that's a racist comment to say or controversial. Like, because if you, Josh, and I right now go to Russia and just get in there, they're not going to put us back on a bus and bring us back here in one piece. Nicely.
No, especially because we're not that great at basketball.
No.
Oh, well, neither was the last one that they took.
Right.
But, you know.
We're not boxers either. So, I mean, I don't know. To me, it's a no-brainer. I don't even know why people argue it. It's like if you come here illegally and they take you away and then you're upset about it, it's in the word. It's illegal. You know, I can't go to the liquor store and steal a 12-pack and then be like, why are you stopping me? It's my right. It's like, no, it's illegal. You shouldn't have stolen that. You don't have the right to do that. It's black and white to me.
Right, and I am not even allowed in some countries.
Yeah.
So, you know,
I will say
I'll tell you
this.
about why later, but that is a fact, and I don't go there, even though I do speak the language of those countries. So,
you know, we ought to just, you know, open up this Alcatraz island with alligators. No, you know, I was going to lead into something real quick. I watched Jurassic Park Rebirth, and I think that we need to have an island like that. And we need to just put the people there with dinosaurs. And if you're able to survive a year, then great. Come on back. And remind me, because you're so good at it, is it East La Sorna and East Nublar?
So there's Isla Sorna.
Okay.
And there's Isla Nublar.
Yes.
But there's three other ones, and they're the 5 deaths.
Yes. So Nublar and La Sorna are 87 miles apart in Costa Rica. You haven't seen Rebirth yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I'm going to go see with my daughter.
I'm going to tell you something I hope I don't eat my words for this. The first Jurassic Park, hands down, is the best. I didn't care for the last three with whatever that guy
The
was.
Parks and Rec guy?
Yeah. Don't even.
Super Mario?
Yeah.
Chris
Pratt.
That one, yeah.
Chris Pratt. Yeah. Whack. I don't want to hear about a new island and about a new theme park. Okay, they've done that 20 times. This one, and I'm not going to ruin it. It kind of gave me the feeling of the old one because it was like there's a purpose for this island, right? And it's not giving anything away because it's in the trailer. It was like the breeding ground for the original park. So like this is where they like tested on different dinosaurs. And so I have now. I'm a big Jurassic Park guy. I watched the first and second one in the theater as a kid. I remember I was 7 years old. I had chicken pox. My brother took me to watch the first one. The first one, I have to throw the second one in there, even though I don't want to. And then I would say this Rebirth could be even second.
Really? Well, I used to, because the first three came out so long ago, especially the first two, that it was like we were little kids. And that's when I used to go to like this daycare and I used to have like the toys and we'd bring them and like I had the command center and like the T-Rex and all like the raptors and the trucks and everything. And like, that was what I remember a lot. That's why Jurassic Park was so cool to me. It was because I had always liked dinosaurs, always. And then when that came out, it's like a dinosaur movie. And it's like other people like dinosaurs just as much as me, but then I feel like the first three were like, here's what a failed park is. The second three were like, here's what a good park is when we make a mistake, making like that Indominus Rex, and then like genetically modifying after that. And then the third, what trilogy would be is, this is why we can't genetically modify things. Because if you read the first Jurassic Park, there was supposed to be, or I think it was the first, but there was supposed to be human dinosaur hybrids. Like there was supposed to be one with a Triceratops, one with a Tyrannosaurus, and then one with something else. But yeah, there was supposed to be human.
Yeah, I think everybody has their own flavor of ice cream, right? Like I've watched them, Josh, a million times. I'm not even relying on the 90s. Every time it's on TBS, I have it DVR'd. Like, there's no time where I'll sit down and watch Jurassic Park and change it. I'll just sit and finish it. Whatever part that I'm in. In fact, yesterday I was watching The Lost World. And I don't know, man. Like, I thought the third one absolutely was trash. Like, I didn't care. They brought back Dr. Grant. Those people were trying to get him to help find their son.
But dude, you go back to that one, especially that one. Now that you bring it up, how pissed does Dr. Grant have a right to be? At first, like, no, I don't want to ever go back there. Yeah. I don't want to ever go back to that island. And then it's like, well, we're doing this, and like, you're not even together anymore, but you're convincing me. Okay, well, we're gonna go take a look, and I'm gonna give you a tour. And it's like, we definitely can't land. We're landing. You definitely can't leave this plane. Yeah. Leave the plane. And then it's a fucking Spinosaurus right there.
Here's the thing about Dr. Grant. He's a whore for money. Even in the first one, when they said, we will triple your funding for like the
and then he like threw up or something.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, okay, I'll come. So he was always after money.
But those archaeologist people, dude, they barely have enough money to, like, they're eating TV dinners all the time.
They've been on... Rajneesh Philbin's show, Who Wants to Eat. They've all been on there. So, like, it's, I don't know, man. I have to say, one day I would love to do this with you. Honest to God, I would love to watch and do live documentary and tell you why, like, hey, look at this scene. This is what I don't like about it. But I will say this. In the second one, the guy's better than I do. The main hunter, the bald guy that kind of looked like Professor X, like the guy that was hunting.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember that guy's...
Not Dieter. Dieter Stark was the guy who was zapping the little...
Yeah.
Shit, what was that guy's name? Oh, I forget.
He says this quote because he's talking to Vince Vaughn, because Vince Vaughn's in the second one. Obviously.
Yeah, it's the second one.
He's talking to him. He's like, do you remember 20 years ago, there was a chap that they asked him about, why do you climb Mount Everest to die? He says, I don't climb it to die, I climb it to live.
Yeah.
And that was his whole thing about hunting dinosaurs, man.
But he lived. He was a villain that lived, which didn't happen in any of the other ones. He lived, and he was like
he turned
because
he was like, I'm done. At the end, he was like, I'm done with this kind of life.
Well, because they caught the bull T-Rex, but they caught it by like luring it in with like some, I guess, they had its child, right, or something like that, and they lured it in. He was like something like, "There's no sport in this," and it's like, oh, that's like Dinobot from Beast Wars. I can see that.
I mean, they end up in San Diego, right? Driving through the streets.
Back when the Chargers were there.
Yes. Shout out to the Chargers. The only time San Diego is exciting. I got to tell you, I'm really excited. You're going with your oldest daughter to watch it, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be so good. You could be brutally honest and tell me you did. Like the first 20 minutes, I was like, meh. But why I liked it is because they didn't try to do too much. They didn't try to like say, we did this and we're creating this new island that's going to... no, the main thing is blood samples. Remember that word.
Yeah.
They needed blood samples.
And also remember, even after this trilogy, they got 2 more islands to go.
Amen. Because look, it's like Star Wars at this point. They can come out with them. They can suck. I'm still going to spend the money. I'm still going to show up. I bought popcorn, soda. Between me and my girlfriend, it's like $80 to go to the fucking movies these days. You can't.
Especially, and then they want to talk about these collectible popcorn buckets. Like you could see the Spartan. Well, you probably can't see it, but she can.
Yeah.
That Spartan went up there, and it's like, they just keep like, let's see how big and obnoxious we can make it and how much money we can make for an $80 like 3D printed popcorn thing for
that's gonna
some
end up
kind of movie.
It's going to end up being a trash can in kids' room,
Yeah, well, it's going to be like in a landfill.
Here's the thing about movies too. It's funny. I, at my age now, my late 30s, I have no patience. Like if I go and the movie's shitty, I'm not 13. I'm not waiting for my mom to pick me up. I will get the fuck out of there. We went and watched Wicked, right? I walked in there and I'm thinking, man, Wizard of Oz, which I've barely seen. I know it's a classic. I need to watch it. By the way, they're making a new Spaceballs, bringing back.
I know. It has to be named what we all think it should be named.
Yeah. The Wicked. Josh, I went in that movie 15 minutes in, I walked out.
Really?
15 minutes. I can't do musicals.
Is that the one with Ariana?
Yeah, it was trash. And I looked at my girlfriend and I was like, I was thinking to myself, like, I don't want to be here. And like, hopefully she doesn't either. I just looked, I said, look, I'll get you another Slurpee and anything you want from the snack bar if we could just get the fuck out of here. And we left. But Jurassic World, it was good. They don't make good movies anymore, dude.
Every time you're at the snack bar, I want you to picture RFK behind you and be like, you really need those?
Yeah.
That's got the dye in it.
But it's got to be like, I didn't get that, You really want those. I don't really need them. What's your go-to, by the way? So for me, I am definitely a slushy guy, like a icy guy, blue flavor, any kind of blueberry, popcorn, and I always get the Reese's Pieces M&Ms. It's always those 3. It never differs. Like,
well, I got to get the popcorn, always the biggest. And if that popcorn bucket is something that I'm interested in, then I'll think about that, right? Because sometimes it's like you got to click that thing open, and it's like it's like when the popcorn gets down to here, and you click that thing open, like the thing will fall over, and then popcorn will go everywhere.
Yeah.
But I always get that. I get it with extra butter. I get I always get Skittles.
Okay.
I have to always get Skittles, and I have RFK over. He's like, don't eat the red ones. And then a Sprite. My daughter always eats like she has something chocolatey and a lemonade.
Yeah, it is interesting. Like, I got excited because I went into the theater and they had we used to work in food and beverage, so I looked at they had a pretzel machine. I'm like, oh wow. I went to go grab a pretzel and it was just chips and sauce. But they had a vending machine that said pretzel. That's the thing. Pretzel is a low key kind of item for me at any theater. But anyways, I think you should watch Jurassic World. I think you are right. If they do it by how they should through the books, there should be more islands. But just stop with, hey, we're going to try this again and build a theme park. You've tried that. It never works. Something goes to shit. That was my biggest gripe with the last 3.
Yeah, and then
quit name dropping John Hammond. That's not going to help the movie. Like,
I want I want the next Jurassic Park to where they go to this island and it has that little blue and white Epstein building
Yeah.
on it. Yeah. And it's like,
I got a good one.
that's all I want. I'll make that movie with AI if I really have to.
I got a good one. I love it because you bring back a lot of memories anytime we get together. One night in San Jose, I was just starting high school, and my sister had my first niece, so it was like first time I was gonna be an uncle, and like my mom and I for summer break, like my mom went to go help her, and I went for a month as well, just because I had nothing to do and just hang out in San Jose. And I was like loving it. My sister's fridge was always full. They had all the good stuff, so I'm just like eating, watching TV. It's 2 a.m. and I'm like, what can I watch? And I'm flicking through the Direct TV, the old school Direct TV, and I see Jurassic Park. And I'm like, dude, this is great. It's 2 a.m. Here I am with this large ice cream, got a soda, cavities galore, like I'm top of the world. Put it on, and next thing I know, I'm watching a naked man.
Oh no!
Having sex with a woman. I'm like, what is this? Like, what? How did this happen?
That's Jurassic Pork.
No, it was Jurassic Cock.
Oh, was it?
Unfortunately, I couldn't see 10 yards away. And it got interesting because, and not that I'm a big porn guy, but like they would take names of movies back then in the 90s and do that on purpose. Like, yeah, of course I'm going to click on Jurassic Park. Fuck yeah, I want to watch a T-Rex run through a tree and try to kill someone while I'm eating ice cream. Of course. No. Instead, somebody was nailing a girl from the back, and I thought it was hilarious. Jurassic Cock. I'd love to meet the director on that one.
I mean, it was probably, that's kind of false advertising because right now all you can really get is cetaceous cock.
Yeah, cetaceous.
Because we're in the cetaceous period.
I will say that in general, porn's not good for you. It's
or it's Cenozoic. I think that's the one. Cenozoic cock.
But I wanted to ask you, weather-wise, if let me ask you this question. Hold on, let me think of it. Because did you hear this whole thing the last couple of months about how many men would it take to take down like a gorilla? That thing? Would you rather be the first person to fight a gorilla? So you're the first man out of 100 that's going to fight this gorilla, silverback. Or would you rather be a last guy in a gangbang to have to go have sex with a girl?
I like that one OnlyFans girl that had like
Bonnie
1,000
Blue?
dudes.
Bonnie Blue?
Was that her name?
Yeah. So would you rather
Her
be...
dad must be proud.
Yeah. I mean, look, he raised a stellar daughter.
Yeah.
So you're the last man out of 1,000. You're number 999. Are you the first one fighting a gorilla? That's a tough one.
I mean, am I wrapped up? And
Yeah.
do I have any armor? Am I wearing this? Do I even have sleeves on?
You get one piece of weapon, but no armor.
Okay.
Any weapon of your choice. It can't be like a bazooka, but like something. Sure.
Like a riot shield?
Okay, yeah. I'll give you a shield and a spear. Or a sword like Highlander. But that's all you get. Or as far as being the guy, like...
A gorilla is gentle by nature.
Right.
So you could stab it and it'll be like, ah, it'll go, it may not fight back. It may not.
Right.
But especially if you watch those like chimpanzee shows when they go after the gorillas, and there's like a handful of gorillas and there's like 20 chimps. It's like a chimp. I sure as hell couldn't take a chimp, but I bet 100 dudes could take a couple chimps.
I think you're right because I was telling my girlfriend about this and I feel you are the same way. If you and I got dropped into like San Diego Zoo or Jurassic Park, I feel like we could survive. I feel like I'd relate to some of these animals, these dinosaurs in a way. Like I wouldn't be a threat to them.
Like which ones?
Like the silverback. I'm a slippery fuck. I could survive any kind of, I'm a cockroach, so I could live in any element. So for me, like what I'm trying to tell you is if you and I got dropped into Jurassic Park or got dropped into a tank with a silverback gorilla, I don't necessarily think I die or you die. I think we find our way out or we make peace in a common ground way. I feel like a dinosaur would like me is what I'm trying to really get at.
Well, I think a zoo animal is different than a wild animal.
Okay, let's just go with that then. They drop us off in the middle of, I don't know, Zimbabwe, and there's all these silverbacks everywhere.
Jungle.
The jungle. I don't think that's a big deal. I think I'd survive it.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, possibly it could be, but it's not necessarily the lions or the gorillas. It's like the jaguars and the leopards that are in the trees, those kind of things that will hunt you. Not the cheetahs either, but it's like those kind of things. They're like,
yeah,
like waiting. Those kind of things are what's going to get you because, you're not fast enough. You're not the kind of prey that any of those other ones hunt, except for that.
If I dropped you in to the island in Jurassic Park 2, do you think you make it out? With the same tools they had, the same ability to navigate.
Like all those trucks and stuff? Mm-hmm. Like all the in-gen stuff?
In-gen stuff, but actually, more specifically, the scene where they're going to the tall grass and the raptors attack them in 2. You think you can get through that? You think you would make it?
You know what? With that day's technology, no. With today's technology, yes.
Yeah. It is.
Because there's drone technology now.
Sure.
And so you are like, you can literally get a couple drones that they have in Ukraine and be like, and then, okay, it's safe for now. Then the drones are there. I mean, I have a very unsophisticated drone, but I can still program it to follow me in a car and keep the camera on me.
That is true. I didn't think about technology. You're right. Because if you have a drone, it can map out where you're going. Mm-hmm. I guess I'm thinking, yeah, because they hunt in packs, dude. So, like, you don't know who's looking at you. But if you have a drone that could have, like, some sort of idea or, like, I don't know if they're, like, heat sensitive, like, how they know.
Some are.
Then I guess you could. But that's kind of cheating. It's it's like that guy said in Jurassic Park. It's not fair.
There's no sport in it.
Yeah, there's no sport in it.
Well, but that's who we are. That's our advantage, is our technology. Like, well, in that case, then take all their teeth out and declaw them, and let's see who wins.
Yeah, dinosaurs' closest species, a bird.
I've got dinosaurs out there. The chickens.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
The guy that was I watched the making of Jurassic Park just the other night, 2 days ago, in preparation to come see you because I wanted to talk about this. Is that, dude, like they were filming these things originally with the raptors to have long tongues. And the guy that was there, he's like, no, this is inaccurate. These were not reptiles. These are not like what you think they are. They're birds. And that's why a lot of them, you didn't really see their tongue a lot, right? They're more like birds.
Well, unless you, there's that one, I think it's in Jurassic Park 2, where the T-Rex sticks its head into that waterfall and like licks somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when the snake falls in that guy's shirt and he's like, oh my God. And he gets eaten by the T-Rex. I just saw that scene. Okay, you're right. Yeah.
That T-Rex tongue, though, I mean, if I was a single lady.
Hey, listen. I mean, he's a handsome fella. I will say that's realistic, though. Fine, they have to have a tongue. But, like, it is trippy because when you look at them, Josh, like, even as a kid, I was like, yeah, this is like, they got, it's like not a family of a lizard, of a Greco or anything like that, or gecko. Like, it's a bird. It's a bird in the sky, but I don't know.
That's more like theropods. What about the sauropods? Like what about all the brontosaurus and the triceratops, the stegosaurus, like those guys? What if what'd they turn into? Mammals and reptiles, probably, right? Well, like where are they? Yeah. There's even cryptids that are, I think, like, I forget where. I want to say like Sierra Leone or something, but up until like 100 or 200 years ago, they had something that they would hunt, and it was a brontosaurus, basically a small brontosaurus.
Yeah.
And they had never seen dinosaurs before. But we showed them a picture of a brontosaurus, and they said basically the same word for what they were hunting.
Got it.
So
yeah,
and like the legend of the Thunderbird, where it's like it could be a pterodactyl. I mean, I don't think. I mean, maybe they didn't all die off at once.
I'd like to think dinosaurs still exist. I mean, watching one of those Jurassic Worlds when they started to sell dinosaurs to other continents. It's like,
well, they do exist. I had one as my English teacher for 7th grade. So shout out to Miss Dawes.
Miss Dawes still out there in the lost world.
She's oiled now.
Sounds like a cleat chaser to me. Yeah. So let me ask you this question. Water parks. What are your thoughts? Because I recently got a membership to a water park in San Jose. A season pass to Calibunga. Yeah. You guys got Water World USA or what have you. You ever go to that?
Not necessarily. I mean, it's just like so many skin cells. It's almost like it's the visual representation on like the leaked data from 23andMe in just that water.
Yeah.
You know, like we're all upset. Like, oh, they stole our data, but like they could have just been doing that all this time by just stealing it at these water parks.
You're right. I mean, I was in there. I guess I didn't think.
Oh yeah, I do still go.
I think it too much, but you're right. It's a cesspool. I mean, it's the reason why I say that because it's been getting really hot, and I'm like, man, I got to beat the heat, and you know, I am going to Tahoe in a month here for my birthday just to get out and do a little bit jet skiing. But gosh, even today, it's brutally hot.
Yeah,
it's pretty bad.
Well, you gotta go. I mean, it's just like it's hard to keep track of your kids there. You know, it's hard. Especially, you know, because
that's true.
It's not just the variable of there's so many people like a Disneyland or like a Knott's Berry Farm.
Yeah.
But it's like there's also the aspect of them drowning, you know?
Well, that's true. I guess I'm talking as a 38-year-old
stud.
38-year-old
stud muffin?
No, 38-year-old guy with a girlfriend. We don't have kids yet, but it's like, yeah, you could just go on any ride. But if you have a kid, you got to haul them around everywhere. It's like, yeah, it's a pain in the ass, I guess. But man, it's just been so hot, and I'm like, you know, let's go to a water park. Like, let's just get out of this heat. I bring it up to you just because I was driving in today. I was like, dude, you could fry an egg outside. It's kind of giving me Vegas vibes, man.
It's rough.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I got the Camaro parked outside, and you know, it's got that black leather.
Oh no!
And so when I go and sit on that to bring the car back in, it's gonna be like I'm gonna be peeling skin off, or maybe peeling leather off my skin.
Well, I'll be going to the Turlock Fair tonight. You familiar with the Turlock Fair?
No, it sounds like a regular nexus of culture and refinement.
It is. It's sci-fi meets Ozark.
Oh, really?
That's the clientele. Yeah. It's swamp people. You got all kinds of life out there. Getting my girlfriend cultured into where I grew up, and we're fired up about the corn on the cob and the funnel cake. But yeah, man, Turlock, the fair. I mean, if you live in the Central Valley, if you're in the 209 and you don't go to the fair, have you really ever been in the 209? That's my whole thing. Because you guys have the Sacramento Fair, I think, out here. I've never been to that.
Well, I mean, a fair is a fair, right? They're always just kind of like the same things.
Bunch of convicts trying to cut time off.
Yeah, but last time we got to see, not Three Doors Down.
3 Days Grace?
No, it's like a similar...
Hoobastink? It's always those bands that sucked.
No, it's Third Eye Blind.
Yeah.
Third Eye Blind. Yeah, dude, yeah, they're not that bad.
Third Eye Blind?
Yeah, I mean, now, you know, they're all blind, but...
It's the same fucking lineup. You got Third Eye Blind, you got a Mexican group no one's ever heard of, and they're always called like Los Originales, by the way. It's got to be original.
But they're the best dressed.
The best dressed, no matter the weather. And then they always throw in like who's a group I could pick on here? Like Boys to Men.
Or like some kind of country band. Or no, like a cover band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tonight
Boys to Men.
Tonight for the first time we're having a cover band of Blink 182. And enjoy that with your $13 Bud Light and your $27 parking in the dirt.
That was poured warm.
Yeah, poured warm.
Poured warm for you. I opened a can right in front of you, and I poured it into this, and you drink it warm. And you love it.
You know, I remember one year I worked at the stadium and I had to run a concession stand, and this will be brief, but we were so short-staffed that I had to be in the stand as a manager, and sure enough, the electricity went out on both of my refrigerators. And so the water and the Gatorade sodas were warm. And the guy's like, "Sir, what should we do?" The NPO. And I was like, I'm wearing a suit and tie. Does it look like I'll fucking know why the refrigerator doesn't work? About 2 hours later, like this is still happening, and people are like, "F it, we'll take it. Just give us ice." So we were giving people ice. By the way, with souvenir cups, our accounts were off at the end of the night.
Nice.
So that was good for concessions. They weren't plugged in.
Son of a gun!
Nobody checked it.
Was this before? Was this before or after I left Levi's? It was after, wasn't it?
No, this was before. You were under Fanatics, and you were still in that building.
If you guys had a guy like me there, though.
I mean, we had Leo checking electricity for the POS system. I guess whose job would it be?
Was he checking?
No, I mean, I don't know what that guy did, to be honest. I love Leo, but
I gotta have Leo on the show because he understands the struggle.
Leo went everywhere and nowhere at the same time.
He was everywhere you want to be.
I remember one time I ran into Randy, our GM. I might have shared this story before, but I'm in the elevator with I forget who, and we weren't doing shit. And running into Randy, he's like, "Alan, you hear that call? We need uniforms on the 7th floor. Niners are pissed off. Half our people are not in uniforms." My radio was turned off for an hour. Check-in was done, buddy. I didn't give a shit. And I was like, and I just said, "Yeah, I know. I heard it. Trust me. I've told him 3 times. It really pisses me off, too." And he was like, "Hey, take it easy, buddy. I'm just letting you know." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. It's just irritating." No idea. No idea what was going on. For all I care, there could have been a fucking T-Rex serving burgers upstairs. I didn't care. I didn't want to go upstairs. It was like the nosebleed. All I cared about is where was I at 3rd down. How many crucial drives did you and I stand and watch in the IS season?
An acceptable amount.
You would get your sushi. I would get whatever burger from the United Club. Let's go watch the game. Mm-hmm. Right. Because that's what we did. But anyways.
Well, otherwise, why don't you work at somewhere else?
I say it to...
Why don't you work underground or something? Like, that was a privilege and a prerogative to do.
I have a picture I'll share with you offline. This isn't for the public eye, but I have a seat somewhere in my desk directly looks at Levi Stadium now at work. Isn't that crazy?
Really?
It all comes full circle. You ask my girlfriend where she eats 5 days a week? Pizza My Heart, the same one that you and I went to, the same exact one.
Is the same guy there?
I don't know, because I haven't personally gone. She goes, she gets the cards and collects them like you used to. They stamp her card. And
Oh, yeah. Gotta do it.
yeah, I mean...
It's the only way.
Yeah, I mean, that place, it was great. We'd walk in there and take... I mean, I remember I'd walk in there with you and take, like, salad and sodas. They didn't care.
Yeah.
They're just like, yeah, you guys have bought enough.
50 cents in ranch. Hey, man, am I good? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Really?
cool.
50 cents for rent? I hope that same guy owns it. I'll try to go visit him if he's there. Maybe get him a trinket.
I remember there was that guy that said that we should all be shot.
Oh, the Kaepernick negative guy.
That Asian dude who was in
Yeah.
there was like, "Stop Asian hate." Well, here's an Asian hater right now. And he's telling us that we should be shot just because we were wearing 49ers stuff and badges.
I wanted to look at that guy and be like, "Hey, buddy, I make $14 an hour. I'm trying to eat my fucking cheese pizza." I have nothing to do with Colin Kaepernick, who I don't like.
You didn't get cheese, did you?
No, I always got pepperoni.
Yeah.
It's funny, though, when I do go with her, I always get pepperoni or a combo, like I don't know what it is called, but she'll go up to the person and say, "Can I get a plane?" And they look at her like, "What?"
Oh, because that's what they say out there.
Yeah, out there
Oh,
in the
yeah.
lost worlds of
my
New York.
gosh,
They'll be like, "Can I get a plane?" Over here, you say to get a plane, they'll be like, "Plane what? Napkin? What do you
A plane? Is this the airport?
Yeah. It is funny, man. I will say that we went to New Jersey, where she's from, and there's this like place called Wawa's. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's like a souped up version of Chevron, where you could order food inside and eat, like sandwiches, like a Subway and Pizza Hut mixed together in one. And Josh, they pour your gas for you out there. So you're not allowed to pour your own gas. A attendant will come up, take your card out of your hand, put it in the machine, pump for you, or take your cash, get you change.
I'll be damned.
Yeah. You can't get that out here because you can't get blue-collar workers in this area. No one's going to work for less than $22 an hour. Out there, you can pay someone $8 an hour and a pack of cigarettes, and you'll get a bunch of Tom Glasses lining up to work. So,
Give me a Pepsi and a pack of Marlboro Reds.
I mean, it was good food, dude. Like, I wish you go to the East Coast to experience a Wawa's, because I probably wouldn't even go to fast food places. I would just go to the gas station because it's literally it's really good food.
I mean, possibly. I have to go out there. I am going to go out there eventually. I have to go out there
Tim
eventually.
out there. Tim could be a tour guide.
Yeah, no, I mean, no doubt. He's probably going to come out here again before we go out there. But yeah, it'll happen. I mean, before we go, I want to, because obviously you are a Syrian, but
yes,
from Iran.
Yes.
You're not Persian.
No, not at all.
But so and the things have been going on there right now. What do you see as the best case scenario for Iran, and what do you see as the best case scenario for United States? And are they the same? How do they differ?
I think Iran in general has been really, they've been really trying to become, they've been acting like a bully for a long time. They've been making threats. They've been saying they have this, they have that. And I think, when we attack their, was it nuclear sites they attack? What we attack exactly? It wasn't Iran. We attacked their bases where they were.
Apparently they're nuclear sites, they're centrifuges,
Okay.
but it was their buried ones that we attacked.
Okay. So, dude, it's like the boy that cried wolf. Like, you can't keep making threats years over. I mean, for decades, since the Shah of Iran, when my parents escaped the whole genocide and all that, the new revolution was coming in and all that. Like, dude, they say a lot of things. And then should we have gotten involved? No, but it kind of felt like we had to for Israel for whatever reason. They're our ally, but it's like not our war to fight. But Iran's been squawking a lot, man. They're like that guy that just like that fly that keeps landing on your ear and you keep shooing away and they keep coming back, and finally you get up and you get a fly swatter, dude. That's what I think of Iran.
Yeah, I mean, like the Ayatollah's been saying that. He's been always saying death to America and things like that. But,
Sure.
Netanyahu has been saying since like 1990 that Iran is only a year away from a nuclear bomb.
They're troublemakers.
And it's like, he's only a year away. He's only a year away. 30 years. He's only been a year away. Like, yeah, I don't know what his concept of time is, but like, it reminds me of the same kind of stuff that made us go into Iraq.
Yeah. Nuclear weapons of mass destruction.
And it's like, no.
WMDs, I know they're there.
We got those weapons of math instruction in there.
Crazy thing is, you fool me once, shame on you. Dude, when he did that and he caught himself, it was I don't know, man. I appreciate Bush more now as like a late 30-year-old because I voted for Bush on his second term. I was 18.
Yeah, that was my first election too. Yeah.
He effed up a lot, but it's like, to not to beat it around the point, Josh, they've been troublemakers. They've been saying things, and it's like you can't keep bullying somebody or saying things. Like if somebody keeps telling you, Josh, I'm going to take your Camaro, I'm going to do this to it, I'm going to do that, like eventually you're going to do something about it.
Well, I'm not necessarily talking about that. I'm talking about what do you think like the best outcome is going to be?
The best outcome is peace, which looks like we're heading towards.
But is it going to be peace with the Ayatollahs? Or I mean the Ayatollah and the mullahs? Or is it going to be peace with, do you see the Shah's son going in there?
Oh, no. Yeah.
Reza Pahlavi?
I don't see that happening for him, but I would say that the best outcome would be to come to a decision or come to a meeting and say, look, what is your squabble? Because, Israel, Palestine, that kind of thing, that's been happening before us. It's going to be happening after us. But specifically with Iran and Israel and what does America do? We should be leading that conversation. Like, hey, you guys need to figure this out on your own, create your democracy, and if you can't, we'll just take over. I'm all for war. You know what the purpose of war is? Peace. That's what Pablo Escobar said. The purpose of war is peace. That's what he said in Narcos. I don't know if he really said that.
That's very poetic, Alan. That's just like you.
Yeah, I mean, look, man, I'm just a guy that enjoys collecting sports cards and working for a living and, having a cheeseburger with my girlfriend. What do I know? But I'm 38 and all I've ever heard is Iran threaten. The boogeyman's coming. It's like, okay, man, eventually we're going to do something. You can't just keep saying, I mean, what I don't like is we gave a lot of money to Ukraine, right? So it's like, I don't want to be hypocritical. I don't know that I want America involved in this. To be honest, it's like, I'd rather just take care of the roads and pave them and where I live and make sure that we have soldiers taken care of. Like, I care about Americans. I'm American. Yeah, my parents are Assyrian and I know the language, but if there's a war, I'm not going to get drafted to Iran.
Assyria.
Or Assyria. It would be here for my country here in the United States. So it does sadden me because I feel like sometimes like we are that friend that goes to a trip and always pays for everyone else.
Right.
Like we take our credit card out and say, don't worry, put it on the Amex.
Like everybody is like the welfare mom and
they're all alligator arms. They don't want to pay for the bill. And then we were like, oh, okay, well, we got to get out of here. Let me just put my card down. Like, no. Let them figure it out, dude. They're all adults. Let them bring their own money to the table and figure it out. Why do we have to always get involved in other people's problems? That's where I get mad. Okay, like this whole thing about the why are people coming here illegally? It's like, yeah, dude, it's illegal. It's like our country. You know, whatever. Like go through the proper channels. And I know that's a lot more difficult now than it was then. I understand that, but it's not that hard to understand. Like I can't go to another country and take the American flag and go up and down and say, you can't send me back. I love my country. Then go back. If you love it so much and you're going to parade through the streets, why don't you go back?
Yeah.
They don't want to.
I mean, if anything, I moved to Sacramento from the Bay Area, so I should be out here protesting all this heat.
Yes.
But I'm not. It's something I knew I was going to get into by buying a cheaper house.
I'm all for anyone that wants to come here legally. Every race, every gender.
I've had plenty of them on.
Yeah, absolutely. They should. My parents came here and they did it the proper channel. They had to go to the embassy. They had to get their documents. They had to go to Fresno back in the day and do their whole citizenship. Like, I'm not against any race, any culture. It's just, yeah, like, if you ask my opinion, like, oh, isn't that sad what's happening? It's illegal. That's why we have ICE. That's why we have these departments to do these things. Anyway.
It just got out of hand for a while. But, all right, Alan, well, appreciate you coming by, and we'll do this again soon.
See you soon, buddy. Thanks for having me on.
All right, see you guys.
Take care.